I got to kick this thing off. Can I kick it off? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ladies and gentlemen, listen.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Marv, and you are tuned in to another episode of the Man Listen Show. Before we get started, let's hear a few words from our sponsors.
DD's Daiquiris is your #1 supplier of premium daiquiri mixes. You will love the taste of our classic margarita and signature strawberry mixes. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at DD's Daiquiris. DD is spelled D-E-E-D-E-E. You can also find us at www.dd'sdaiquiris.com. DD's Daiquiris, giving good vibes to good people, one good drink at a time.
Please buy the new book by Arika Nicole Moore, Diabolical Tales of Woe. Diabolical Tales of Woe is a thrilling collection of short horror stories that leave you in an excited trepidation to see what will happen next. Prepare to face one horrific encounter after the next in this captivating novel. You can find this book on Amazon in the Kindle and paperback version. That is Diabolical Tales of Woe by Arika Nicole Moore.
More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services offers individual and relationship counseling as well as mediation services to the community. At More Grace, healthy partnerships are valuable and beneficial. Please visit the website www.moregracecounseling.com for more information about our approach to counseling. More Grace Counseling and Mediation Services, where we offer more grace and more healing.
Conversate with Us Radio presents the Man Listen Show. We are the blackest radio show on the internet. We bring you our opinion on topics that affect the Black community in an effort to enlighten, enrich, and empower every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. We operate on the no-hating frequency, so be prepared for us to keep it 100% real and 100% Black all the time. Please follow the show on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Man Listen Show. You can also subscribe to the show on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, basically anywhere you can find your podcast. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, and tell everybody about the blackest radio show on the internet, the Man Listen Show. All right, so today we got a very, very special show. We have a very special guest, Mr. Dwight L. Price. Dwight L. Price was born and raised in Lincoln Heights, Ohio. As his mother's eldest child, Dwight had to take on the responsibility of his family at a young age due to some of the poor choices made by his parents. As a teen and young adult, Dwight made some choices that led him to spend over 17 years in prison. When Dwight got home, he was immediately put in a position that he needed to care for his family. So he, along with his brother, started A Priceless Renovation, which is a construction company that branched from them doing janitorial work. And as the company grew, they started buying investment properties and opened the APR Investment Group in 2019. He quickly put his proven street smarts and hustle mentality to use, making him highly successful in the real estate game. Dwight is very passionate about what he does. He's very passionate about giving back to the community, and we are honored to have him on today. Dwight, how are you doing, my brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. So glad to have you on the show. So our show, we talk about enlightening, empowering, and enriching every brother and sister that falls under the sound of our voice. And it sounds as if you are someone who is actually in the trenches, who is in the community day to day, making a difference with young brothers in the community. Talk about your experience, man. I know we mentioned in your bio that you spent some time in prison and then you came out and you started, your real estate business. Talk about how your experiences going through that period of time from prison to what you're doing now, how that made you to what you are right now, and how you're using that to help young men in the community right now.
Okay, as you stated, yes, I went to prison when I was 17 years old, and the first time I got out when I was 28. So I had an idea when I came home that I wanted to work with youth, but because of me not having any, money behind me, I ended up, going back to the streets. So my brother and I ended up catching the case. I did another 5-year stint in prison. So the Frederick Douglass quote that I like to go by, it says, easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. So when I was in prison, I said, I want to get out of here. I want to work with the youth. I'm seeing a lot of gun violence and just a lot of, kids falling victim to the streets. And because I came from that same lifestyle, I want to get out there and tell them, exactly the mistakes I made and how better choices can have you in a better situation. So my brother and I started a renovation company, and it was a long story. We was doing janitorial work. And just one night, I'm telling my brother, I said, man, why we out here cleaning these buildings? Somebody laying at home in the bed making money off of us. I said, man, we need to, branch out on our own. We can do this thing. So a woman put up a post on Facebook and said she was looking for some cleaners. So one thing we had to do was separate ourselves from the rest. We said, what can we do differently than everybody else gonna do? So people were hitting up on their posts, I charge you $125 to clean an apartment. I can do it for this price, that price. So I said, hey, let's inbox her and tell her we'll come and do an apartment for free. She said, wow, I never heard nobody say that. You don't owe us nothing. We went up there, did the apartment for free. She said, y'all get a tax ID number and some insurance, and y'all can start this complex. So we end up cleaning, I'm gonna say roughly 400 units from them.
So yeah, man, what I like about that was that you bet on yourself. You said, hey, listen, we'll do it for free. You can't do too much for free, right? Because you gotta, your services, they mean something. And I want people who are entrepreneurs, because I'm an entrepreneur myself, we tend to think we have to come with the cheap price to make sure people will do business with us. No, if you provide quality work, people are gonna pay for your work. So you gave them a sample, and then she brought you on in. And the thing that I liked about that, she put you on game as well. She told you what you need to do to become more legit. And that's what it's all about. It's about giving ourselves a chance, and then about pulling each other up. So you started this business, right? You started cleanouts, right? And then you went into buying investment properties. Talk about how you made that transition.
Yes. So this is how we made the transition. Now, being a small company, we was averaging, I'm gonna say like 30 to 40,000 a month working for this company, but it wasn't the attractive thing to do. So we wanted to branch off into the real estate. Now the company ended up, I think at the time that they sold the property, they owed us about 70,000. So when we got that $70,000 check, that's when we went into the real estate. We bought our first house. I think we bought our first flip for, might've been 20,000, ended up putting 30 into it. So we had 50 invested, ended up selling it for 100. So we would try to find a property, say for 8,000, 12,000. And we purchased these properties just to hold on to them, and we can get to them whenever we wanted to. Because if you buy something, with cash money, you own it free and clear. You don't have to worry about a mortgage. So that's how we just started. We started small, we started building. And in the beginning, some of the jobs that we did, we weren't making money off of it. So I would actually tell the customer, I would be frank with them and say, listen, the price that I'm giving you right now, please don't tell any of your friends or your family members that I gave you this price. Because when they call us back, the price is going to be up. Right now, I'm doing work to get my name out there, to get my brand out there. But pretty soon, I'll be doing work to make money.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So where are you at now? Like, how many are you just doing investment properties? Are you flipping properties? Are you, because what we see a lot is we talk about wealth. We talk about wealth a lot on this show. And we talk about how Black people, how we were deprived of wealth, how, the dominant society stole property from us, whether they messed up our neighborhoods by building freeways to go through the middle of our neighborhoods, whether it was through just like domestic right terrorism. They did everything to keep us from being able to establish wealth, to be able to have something that we could pass down to our family. So what you're doing is something that it's a game that many people have been playing. A lot of people are scared to get into it, but like I said, you bet on yourself and you went into it. So are you just flipping properties, or are you actually buying properties in the neighborhood, in the quote unquote hood, and actually getting to where people have somewhere to live? Where you guys at with the game right now?
Yes, actually, we have investment properties. We have properties that we flip, and we have rental properties. But the new game is the Airbnb game. So short-term rentals, because when you got a property and someone is staying in your property for, say, a year, they might tear your property up. So now you got to go back in there and fix it up. So you out of money. Right now, with the short-term rentals, people come in there to give you their credit card. That way, if they damage your property, then you can, charge their credit card. And it's like you making more money, more flips on a dollar. So that's what we're trying to migrate to. We have a 4-family apartment building. We have 1, 2, 3. Then we got 2 families. So those are the units that we probably gonna keep. But everything else, I'm saying, is kind of for sale. You know, if somebody give us the right price for it, we done rented the properties out for say 2 years. So we done pretty much recouped our money. So anything we make now on top of this is a profit. So that's how the real estate game is changing. You got to be aware of the changes, because that's where the money at right now is in the short-term rentals, just like it is with the Turo, for example. We got some money invested in some vehicles, and we've been putting them out there on Turo to make money on the short-term rental for cars.
You know, man, because like I'm following everything you're saying, and this is something that we as Black people can do to have alternative income streams, right? To help build the wealth that we're talking about. You know, because right now with this pandemic, there's a lot going against us, and you know, like they say, when they say when America catches a cold, Black America catches the pneumonia. So when you look at housing right now, if you go through the United States, man, you see a lot of people who are homeless. A lot of those are Black men. A lot of those are Black men who are out living homeless. When you see, like, you know, this whole eviction protection and all that, that's really protecting us. And I know you as a landlord, you probably on the other side, because you may have some tenants who aren't doing what's right. But it goes back to the wealth piece. You know, it goes vehicles. Right. You know, some of us, you know, we want to travel. These rental car companies, they don't have vehicles. They don't have it. You know, buying a new vehicle, it's hard to do. So by you doing the Turo thing, that's just another you taking advantage of some of the negatives that this pandemic has given us, and you turn it into a positive, into something that you can teach people to do to make money so that they can build wealth. So you got an event going on, right? August 14th. Tell everybody about it.
Yes, sir. We got the Building Wealth Conference coming up in Cincinnati, Ohio. We teamed up with a guy named Greg Parker. He goes by the name of Big Business on Instagram. And you know, our thing is, ever since we started our company, I didn't get to tell you, but before we had reached out to people that was, you know, coming home from prison, people that was in the halfway house. We actually had employed, I think, about 22 people that was out the halfway house. So my thing is, as I've been learning, as I've been growing, as I've been building wealth myself, I want to, you know, pass that back, because I know some guys, you know, that come from the community that I come from, and they don't know anything about the importance of having a credit score, or you know, it's a lot of things they don't know. People figure that they've been to prison, so, you know, they can't vote. There's certain things they can't do. So we trying to lead by example to show people, like, if I was able to do it, you can do it. If you put your mind to something, be dedicated, you're going to be able to do it. So some of the same things I was previously talking about, we're going to have somebody there, a guy named Cedric. He has a Bright Star Consultant, and he's going to be working on credit, getting people business funding. We're going to tell our story about how we came out of prison and was able to, you know, change our lives. That's one thing about, I know all the problems that come along with America as being African-American, but this is one country that you can wake up one day and say, you know what, I'm tired of doing all the wrong I was doing, and you can start putting your front foot forward and do something legitimate. If we think about it, Jay-Z was selling crack cocaine in the early 90s. He was up there at an inauguration for a Black president. So I'm here showing proof to tell people that you can change your life at any time. And, like, you know, companies like us, it's companies out there that will help the Blacks. You know what I'm saying? You can reach out to us, any questions about real estate or starting a business. My brother has a lot of ideas when it comes to, you know, we trying to come up with a whole team, just ideas. And I also come across as, you know, a motivational speaker, just giving people that hope and that insight to let them know they can do better things.
Well, brother, man, I want everybody, because now, is this in person, or can people sign in virtual, or do you have to be in the Cincinnati area?
That's a great question. They can sign up virtually. Okay. The link is in my bio at 30 Day Flip Brothers. You can look in the link in my bio, and you definitely can, you know, buy your tickets, and we'll have the virtual going on also.
Now, okay, now give them your Instagram and spell it out for them. Like, is it underscore? Tell them exactly how it reads on Instagram.
Okay, it's 30-day _ flip _ brothers.
All right. So we want everybody to make sure that you go to my brother's Instagram. Make sure you follow so you can keep getting that good information for him. If you're in the Cincinnati area, definitely show up. If you are anywhere else, make sure you log in virtually, get that knowledge. And I just want to tell you, man, that I'm very, very proud of you, bro, because we're the same age, and we came up during the time where you had choices that you could make, right? And some of us took a choice that took us through one path. Some of us took a choice that took us down the path that you went down.
Right,
And
right.
we understand that there's so many Black men who don't bounce back from where you've been. They become institutionalized, and basically it's just another modern day form of slavery. We know mass incarceration. We know the pitfalls. We know everything that was done to put us in that predicament. But what I really appreciate about you, brother, is that you hold yourself accountable. You don't blame anybody else. And now you're making a difference to make sure people aren't making those same mistakes. And nothing but respect for me. We're going to share everything that you got. And if we do anything else, man, if you got anything else that you want to promote, hit us up. We'll definitely share it on our page. And I thank you for coming on the show tonight, brother.
I'm gonna say I appreciate you having me. I love what you're doing. And yeah, like I said, I just want to be somebody who people can look up to and know, like, wow, if this guy was able to do it, I can do it. That's my whole motto, man. I'm always I'm really trying to get out here and start working with the kids. Like I said, I want to start touching, some of the parents and tell the parents it's another way. We need to build a whole new what my guy say? We need to build, like, just more family structure, man. It's like, some of the music that the kids are listening to. So I got to spill for the parents also, man. I just want to give back. It's time for me to give back. I'm not taking so much out the community. I feel like it's time for me to give back. And I think that's what I'm going to start dedicating my life to from here on out, trying to help the people.
Drugs, the penitentiary, amongst welfare, amongst other things, have destroyed the strongest thing that we have, the Black family unit.
Right.
And that's what you're talking
Black
about,
family.
rebuilding the Black family unit. Because
Yes, sir.
Black men and Black sisters are together and they're raising strong Black children, they can't stop us.
Right.
And they know that. So
They
that's
can't
why
stop
they do to us what they try to do. But anyway, man, I sure appreciate you. Make sure y'all follow my brother on his Instagram. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram, on our Twitter, and our Facebook at manlistenshow. Subscribe to our show on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you tell people about our show. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment, and we'll holler at you next time. Peace.